Learn yourself something today. I am learning and growing as I continue to do these studies and come before you with the wisdom and knowledge and the anointing that God has put over my life. And I am just blessed and grateful and full of favor. And I'm ready and I'm able and I'm willing. And this is all so exciting for me. Preparing this message yesterday was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was just so just taking it all in. Like these are things that we need to know and that we need to learn and that will help us become more of whatever we desire to be, whether that is successful, loving, loved, more have more peace in our minds, more happy, more full of joy, whatever that desire is, that missing piece, that missing link, that longing, that fulfilling. It's not going to look the same for all of us. What you struggle with is not the same things that I am struggling with. It's not going to look the same. It's not going to be the same. So I want you to personalize all of this and interpret it in ways that you know that you need to apply it to whichever area that needs the most attention in your life, the thing that you have been neglecting for so long. Okay, this means this for me. I know a lot of people are glad and grateful that I do come before you with these messages because it's just something that they needed to hear maybe for such a long time. So I'm glad to be the one who is able to maybe get through to some people in ways that maybe someone else was not able to maybe pull the wool over their eyes and allow them to see things from a different view and a different light. So I'm grateful to be used in this way. But come on in here. Good morning. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another Wednesday's Life Lesson. Let's join together in hearts, minds, spirits, souls, and let's learn together. Let's grow together and let's prove that all is not lost when it comes to humanity. Let's show the world that there are still some of us left that care about our lives and our families. This world needs us. We need us. We need each other. Let's gather together in hearts and in minds and do the things that we are supposed to be doing. There's just so much going on of us being preoccupied with things that really don't even matter. Us being consumed in temporary gratification, and it's okay to work and wait while you work. Excuse me. Kind of got twisted around a little bit. It's okay to wait while you work. Delayed gratification. I did a whole message on delayed gratification. I was actually reading a book and I came across a study that they did on actual human beings concerning delayed gratification, and those who were willing to wait to gain more were actually way more successful in life in so many different areas. Those who wanted to settle for instant gratification were more likely to be incarcerated, suffer with mental health problems, suffer with physical health problems. There is nothing wrong with delayed gratification, with working on yourself. We're waiting to be in a relationship, learning how to love yourself, learning how to learn new things and be better towards your family, just working on yourself in different ways so you can add more value to yourself, so you can be of greater value to the workplace, to your family, to your relationship, to your marriage, whatever. So it's nothing wrong with waiting while you work. I think that patience is a wonderful thing. Who likes to be patient? I know I don't. I hate being patient, but sometimes I am so glad that I pack my patience and is willing to be patient, because it works out for me in the long run when I learn how to incorporate patience more in our life. And I know in this microwave society that we live in now, Patience is the last thing on our list. We want everything now. We don't want to be held up in traffic. We want our fast food at the drop of a dime. We just don't want to wait for anything at all. And I just want you to know it's okay to wait. It's okay to work while you wait. And and make yourself of greater value. So, of course, before we get started, let's take a few moments of silent gratitude where we just gather ourselves, taking a couple deep breaths, think about what we are most grateful for in this season of new beginnings. We are embarking on a brand new year. We just came through Thanksgiving and Christmas, these holiday seasons, and hopefully everyone is having a happy holiday. I see that a lot of people are suffering with the loss of loved ones. My heart truly goes out to you. My heart, my thoughts, and my prayers goes out to those who are mourning the loss of loved ones, especially in this holiday season. It's not a great time to be sad. You know, everyone is trying their best to do whatever they need to do to be happy in these moments. And I want us to still find things to be grateful for, even in our time of bereavement, in our time of sadness, in our time of mourning. I don't want us to be totally consumed with thoughts of sad emotions and hurting and being sad and crying. We can't help but to be sad when we lose a loved one, but look at the ones that you still do have, the ones that you can still call on the phone and hug and tell them that you love them, and you can get together with them and console each other and uplift each other in a time of sadness and bereavement. So even in our darkest of days and our hardest of times, I want us to be able to learn how to think about the things that we are grateful for. You can, and it's possible, and I know in my heart that it will help you. So let's take these few moments out and just count our blessings. Is still so much for us to be grateful for. Count to 5. You can close your eyes, or you don't have to close your eyes. Relax your mind. Get rid of all ignorance and whatever miscommunication, arguments, or foul feelings, or anger, resentment, bitterness, anything. You can pick those feelings back up later. But for right now, in this moment, release all of the negative emotions and pick up some positive and good emotions, and allow yourself to be consumed from head to toe with feelings and thoughts of gratefulness and things that are going to make you feel good and raise your vibration to higher levels so you can become one with your greatness. Meet your greatness where it is. It is not going to lower down to our level because we allow ourselves to be bitter too often. You are going to attract bitterness, but when you stop and think about the things that you are grateful for, you raise your vibration and you become one with your greatness. So let's take this opportunity right now to do that and just cram as many things that you can cram in there that you can think of that you are grateful for in these 5 seconds. So come on, let's go. That's wonderful. That is amazing. That felt so good to me. It felt like I was becoming one with my greatness when I remind myself the things that I have to be grateful for. No, my life is not perfect. I know none of us have a perfect life. What is a perfect life? That does not exist on any level. I don't care who you are, how much money you have, what part of the world you come from. I don't care what you make. You might think that you have a perfect life, but that's non-existent. We have issues and trials and tribulations that we all have to face on the regular basis, but despite of everything that we have to go through, we should still always take time out for us to learn how to be grateful on the regular basis. Make that a regular thing for you every single day. Allow yourself to, at least once a day, at least one time during your day, allow yourself to be overtaken with emotions of gratefulness and see what that does for you. I'm telling you, I do it because I know it's effective and I know it works. And not only that, I'm just truly grateful, not because of the benefits in learning how to be grateful, but my heart is truly grateful because I know my life can be worse. And I know what it feels like to be on the other side, to be depressed and to be hurt and to be angry and to be traumatized and feel like the whole world is against you and you have nothing or no one. I know what it feels like to be sad and angry and frustrated all at once. Like these emotions will overtake you all at one time. But even in the midst of being overcome by negative emotions, remind yourself of how loved you are by God. Continue to remind yourself, God loves me, God loves me, God loves me. I did that and it worked for me when everything was falling down on my head. And remind yourself that you are blessed. It will help you. All right, so that was just the beginning. We're going to go ahead and move on into this message. Today's topic is acceptance. Yes, there I said it, acceptance. I'm not going to get up in nobody's world today. But I was having a conversation with a person and somehow that person brought up acceptance through I don't even know how they got acceptance, but I appreciated them throwing that word out to me because whatever I said to them, that's how they interpreted it. It gave them acceptance. So I'm like, maybe I should do a message on acceptance. I'm telling y'all, just interacting with people on the regular basis. Y'all give me so much material. Of course, I do pray over these words. I ask God, what does he want me to deliver to his people and what do you need? And sometimes God just breathes messages, life and words directly into my spirit. So I give it to you how God gives it to me. But yeah, so this person gave me acceptance. So I did a little while ago, I did a message on self-acceptance. So I tried to separate acceptance because I want to talk about acceptance in general opposed to self-acceptance. Now, self-acceptance is very important. Since I did my life lesson on self-acceptance, I have learned how to incorporate self-acceptance in my life on a level that I have never before. I'm telling you, these messages do so much for me. I have learned how to accept myself, love myself more, accept my flaws for who I am, for what I am, the way I look, the way my voice sounds. Sometimes I'm like always so congested. I have terrible allergies 24/7. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I just sound so stopped up. But I learned how to accept that thing about me. That is something that I have dealt with literally my entire life. But I'm not going to let nothing come in between me and doing the work of God. So even though if I come on here and I sound all nasally and congested because of my allergies, I still push through it and I learn how to accept those things about me. I try my best to not sound congested when I come on here, but sometimes I just can't help it. But anyway, that's just one thing. Everything about myself, when I take my clothes off and I look myself in the mirror, I know this is the body of a woman that gave birth to the world. Like I birthed children and sons, and I appreciate that queen side of me that birthed the world, and I see myself as a queen. So I accept my stretch marks. I discovered some stretch marks on my body that I didn't even realize that I had. And I realized how many sons and daughters that I gave birth to. What would this world be without the sons and daughters that God used me as a vessel to bring into this world? So I learned how to appreciate my stretch marks. I learned how to appreciate my deep thinking. I know my father was a deep thinker, and I know sometimes some of the things that I say can go right over the heads of some people, but I learned how to accept those things about me. So this is what self-acceptance allowed me to do. If you see me with a little more confidence, I notice I get a lot of attention when I go out in public, and I used to kind of shrink down, like, why are people looking at me? But I know that I have a glow that is evident when I walk into a room. So I learned how to accept that about me. I learned how to walk into a room with my head held high and my chest out and my shoulders back, and embrace my inner beauty, embrace my inner glow. It ain't just the way that I look and the way that I dress and my style. I know that I have an inner glow that is recognizable when I enter a room, and I don't shrink away from that anymore. I embrace every part of me from the inside out. That's what the message on self-acceptance did for me. So I think that was maybe about 6 months ago when I did the message on self-acceptance. So this message is very different from the message on self-acceptance. I want us to look at our lives and the things that has happened to us and probably still is happening to us, and the things that affect us. I want us to look at these things with complete acceptance. And I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but I want to talk about the benefits of how these things will help us learn and grow by us learning how to incorporate acceptance in our lives on the regular basis. Y'all ready? Listen, this is why I say I was so excited. Listen, I get geeked up about these things. Y'all should have saw me taking notes on this message. If it was up to me, I would have had like 4 or 5 pages of notes just on acceptance. I got so much out of preparing this message on acceptance. So I'm asking God to use me in these moments, and I want you to open your hearts, clear your minds, allow yourself to be open and willing and free to learn in these moments. I am learning and growing as I am teaching and going. Listen, we here. I am together with y'all. So come on, let's learn and let's grow. So like I said, today's message is acceptance. So what is acceptance? Fully acknowledging the facts of a situation and not fixating on how it shouldn't be that way. So sometimes a situation can play out however it plays out, and we know in our heart of hearts that it shouldn't be that way, or why is this situation that way, and whoever is causing the situation to be that way, they could be wrong. They know that they are wrong. They don't care about how whatever they are doing, how it is affecting you or other people, or how it is making you feel, or just whatever the effects of whatever they are doing, the effects of it, the outcome of their decision making or whatever. And sometimes we can get fixated on, well, it shouldn't be this way. They know it shouldn't be this way. You know it shouldn't be this way. We all know it shouldn't be this. The judge know it shouldn't be this way. They are wrong as wrong can be. But even with that being said, we still have to learn how to accept these things. I'm not going to get too further ahead of myself. I was getting ready to say something that I know is in my notes, but we know that it shouldn't be this way. And acceptance is acknowledging the facts of a situation. So I just want us to all be on the same page together with this right now. So acceptance is acknowledging the facts of a situation and not fixating on the fact that it shouldn't be this way. It's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. That reminds me of my godfather. I miss him so much. God rest his soul. And he was just that type of person. Like, it is what it is. He didn't get hung up on nothing. You know, I mean, he cursed and he always had my back 100% on everything. And I can call him when people get on my nerves and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the conversation, he like, it is what it is. That's just the type of person he was. So this mindset moves us away from often harsh judgment of ourselves and allows us to break away from thoughts of guilt or unfairness. Life ain't fair. It just ain't. Life is not fair. Things happen on a level of unfairness to us and is going to happen. If you have not had your fair share of unfairness, then strap on tight, because life just ain't fair. And things are going to happen to us personally that are just not fair. So we have to break away from the thoughts of guilt. Okay, sometimes things could happen that is in our control. We have can be the cause of things not going the way that it should go. And we hold on to guilt way too often. We hold on to guilt, and holding on to guilt literally holds us down. It's like walking around with a ton weight on our shoulders and on our backs, and you hunched over and you carrying around this guilt, and all you got to do is stand up and knock that guilt off your shoulder and move on. So you don't have to like or agree with something, but you do have to accept them. So you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But you do have to accept that some things we are just going to have to learn how to accept in our lives. That's just the way that it goes. And by not accepting these things, they will cause us more harm than it will help us move forward to the future that we really want to live. So people struggle with acceptance because of trauma, guilt, and past circumstances, mistreatment, and lies. So there's a various amount of reasons that people suffer with the lack of acceptance, and it can stem from different things. I want us to keep in mind that we are human. We are human, and we are learning, and we are growing, and we are not perfect, and it is okay. And a lot of times things happen to us that is totally beyond our control. We can be born into bad circumstances. It happened to me. We could be born into circumstances that might cause us a lot of hurt and pain and strife and discomfort and growing and extra growing and learning and loving ourselves. And some of us might have to take a few extra steps to get ahead in life that someone else may have not taken. And I mean, we just don't all have the same struggle. Who's to say that just because it looks different for us, or you just don't have to struggle with the things that I had to struggle with, and I just don't have to struggle with the things that you have to struggle with? Whose scale are we using here? It just looks different. But these are some of the things that may cause the lack of acceptance. Is things that happen to us, circumstances. We cannot always help our circumstances, past circumstances. We can learn how to work on getting the guilt off of us. Trauma. Some of us go through traumas that we just can't help in life, and that can be a range of anything. The immediate loss, unexpected loss of a loved one, a bad diagnosis from the doctor, abuse, things that we had to suffer at the hands of other people. Abuse can cause trauma. Car accidents or anything can cause trauma, and it's just so hard for us to accept things after the impact of these things. And by us releasing our emotions and allowing ourselves to feel our emotions. I hurt. I'm sad. Feel your emotions. It's okay to feel however you feel about whatever you're feeling that way about. Feel your feelings, embrace your emotions, and learn how to accept whatever is happening with you right now. Embrace it, accept it so you can move past it. That's how it works. So acceptance can help you be happy and peaceful. Who does not want to be happy and peaceful? I know I do. Listen, you don't have to tell me twice. When you mention those words, happy and peaceful, that's what I want for myself. And as human beings, we are more alike than we are different. And we should all want to be happy and peaceful within ourselves. We should all yearn to be happy. We should all yearn to want to have peace of mind, to wake up with peace of mind, to lay down in our beds at night and have peace of mind. In every moment in between, we should not get used to suffering. No one should have to get used to suffering or get used to hurt or get used to pain for whatever reason. It may be 100% justifiable. Why did I have to go through this? Why did I have to lose my loved one? I want my loved one back so bad. This hurt. I'm sad. Whatever. But we still have to learn how to come to grips with it and to have peace with it, especially if it is something that we cannot do anything about. It is what it is. And I'm not trying to sound heartless or harsh. These are things that we all have to do. I lost my mother and my father. That was hard for me. But I had to come to grips with it. And I'm using the loss of a loved one for an example because that is one of the toughest things that we have to struggle with in life is the loss of a loved one. And that's human beings, period. But death is a part of life. We all going to have to go one day and we still have to live. Some people jump right in the grave with their loved one. You can't do that. You can't do that. Number one, we have to trust God and his timing. And sometimes, most times, all the time, God allows things to happen for a reason. We have to look for purpose in our pain. And that's what all of us. I am now beginning to see why God allowed me to go through so much abuse as a child. I'm like, I was just a kid. And I remember curling up in a corner and just wanting to crawl under a rock, especially at the times where I was being verbally abused, talked bad to, pinch, punch, not to mention the sexual molestation that I had to go through as a child. I wanted to just crawl up and shrivel up and die. I did not know why God allowed those things to happen to me. But I'm starting to understand some of those things now. There's an old spiritual hymn that goes by and by. We will understand it better by and by. Life is understood more in hindsight. You have to go through things and look back on it to understand why it happened. It has to be lived forward, but it can only be understood from looking back on it. That's the only way we can understand it, when we can ponder it and think about why these things had to happen. That's the only way that life can be understood. You can't understand a situation from your present moving forward. You haven't experienced it yet. So how you going to understand it? You can only understand it by looking back on it. So we should all, us as human beings, we are more alike than we are different. And we should all yearn to be overcome with feelings of joy, love, peace, and happiness. Don't get used to being hurt or feeling pain, whether it's from your own self, because we do more damage to ourselves even than other people do to us. We can be very hard on ourselves, and we can accept hurt and pain from other people way too often. Now, once or twice. Now, I can't let you make a fool out of me. Like once or twice, okay, I love you and I care about you and I understand that people make mistakes, but I'm not going to become your doormat. Has to become a time where we love ourselves enough and become one with ourselves enough to know that we do not deserve hurt and pain at the hands of other people, and not to even mention the hurt and pain that we cause to ourselves. We be hurt on top of hurt. I had to tell myself I was abusing myself mentally. So I said to myself, like, it's not bad enough that I had to suffer abuse from my own flesh and blood, from people who I thought were supposed to nurture me and love me. Not only did I have to suffer abuse from others, why am I abusing myself? Why am I still abusing myself? Why am I belittling myself? Why am I talking bad to myself and these negative thoughts that I said to me about me brought on so many negative emotions? And I said, hold up. This has to stop. Like, this is not fair. It's not fair to me. That is abuse on top of abuse. I'm not taking it no more. You can't stop other people from being mean to you. You can control the people that you choose to associate yourself with, but you have full power and control of the thoughts that go through your mind and the way that you treat yourself. So while those people think that it's okay to mistreat you and be ignorant to you, they won't be talking to themselves or talking to somebody else about how they feel about you, whatever. You're not going to keep saying it to me. You're not going to disrespect me. You can feel however you want me to feel. I am not here on this earth to control the way other people feel about me. Some people will never like me in my family, and that's okay with me. I have learned to accept that. I can't let that stop me. I can't let that stop me from doing the work of God, doing what I'm called here to do, stop myself from being overwhelmed with peace, love, joy, and happiness. I have a job to do, and my number one obligation is to me. I have to show up for me. I have to take care of me. Not to mention, I have 5 amazing sons and 2 amazing daughters to look after. They see me. I have to be an example to them. This doesn't stop with me. My daughters are very beautiful. They are. And my daughter went away to Job Corps, and she just like instantly, the girls, they just hate her. And she called me. She was like, oh my God, Mom, they hate me. And I'm like, and I'm so used to it. I'm like, daughter, like, this is what, listen, pretty girls rock. This is what we had to accept. Like, now you getting a taste of my world. They gonna hate you. They gonna hate you. To this very day, people hate me and can't even pinpoint a reason why they hate me. And I'm like, that's okay. I have learned to accept it. It is what it is. I'm not even going to try to make you not hate me. In fact, old Patty Betty over here is going to do something to make you hate me even more. Sorry, not sorry, because you hate me for nothing. You hate me for nothing. I will do that sometimes. Confessions, like, I don't care, because what you hate me for anyway? You hate me for nothing. It's not even me that you hate. You hate yourself. You don't like things about yourself, so there in turn you don't like me because I'm not afraid to be who I am. Just learn how to be yourself. And why do you even have time to hate me? Anyway, we gonna go ahead on and move past that. But listen, we got work to do, and it don't stop with other people and how they feel about you. You're going to be hated, and that's fine. Haters are going to do their job, and that's what they do. If they got paid to do it, they'll be rich. Trust me, they will. So lack of acceptance can cause low self-confidence, depression, and anxiety. So those things are not fun. We don't want to have to deal with these things because we don't want to take time out to learn how to incorporate acceptance in our life even more. You don't want to have low self-confidence. We can all take a boost of confidence. I don't care who you are, except for the overly arrogant people. We all know some of those, but a lot of us can kind of work on having more confidence within ourselves. That can help us all more along the way. We will love ourselves even more. We will incorporate self-care, do more for ourselves, think about our strengths, the things that we are good at, the impact that we have on this world. Think about the great things within us, as opposed to the not so great things, the things that we beat ourselves up about within ourselves. So we don't want to have a lack of self-confidence. We don't want to suffer with depression. I have been there. It is not fun. So we don't want to suffer with depression, and we don't want to walk around with anxieties on us just because we have a lack of acceptance. The serenity prayer. I was going to say all of us at one point in our life should have probably heard the serenity prayer before, but I know that some of us may not be familiar with the serenity prayer. I personally was introduced to the serenity prayer inside of the walls of Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous many years ago when I first began to work on cleaning myself up from drugs and alcohol. The serenity prayer was written back in, I think it was 1914 or something like that. It was the early 1900s, I believe. I don't know. And a man wrote the serenity prayer, and it was longer, and he kind of modified it over the years, and a lot of people have made it allowed the serenity prayer to become a part of their daily practices. So this is the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. How could you not love that? So it is a prayer, the serenity prayer. I'm going to say that again. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So serenity basically is a point of peace and harmony over your life and over yourself. So when you are asking for this grace and peace over yourself, that is why it's called the serenity prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. We have to accept the things that we cannot change, or we try accepting the things that you cannot change and see how that makes you feel, opposed to walking around with allowing yourself to not be able to accept the things that you cannot change. The courage to change the things that we can. I did a whole message on courage that wasn't this not too long ago, and courage just gave me a whole new Supergirl cape by doing the message on courage. We can all use a little more courage in our lives just to step out on faith and live the life that we want to live and do the things that we all always wanted to do, the things that we talked ourselves out of or that we are too afraid to do. So we want to have the courage to make the changes in our own life that we really want to make, and the wisdom to know the difference. So there are certain things that you can change, excuse me, and there are certain things that you just don't have the ability to change. And by getting those things mixed up, it will cause us the lack of moving forward and the lack of growth and all of those things that we need to open ourselves up and elevate and move forward with our life and all of those type of things when we don't know the difference between the things that we can change and the things that we cannot change. So thank you, sir. Oh, I just had his name on the tip of my tongue, the man that wrote the Serenity Prayer. But thank you for that contribution towards this world. I think we can all learn something from the Serenity Prayer. So try this. Imagine what things would look like if you chose to accept things for what they were. You don't have to do it right now. You don't have to do it right now at this second, but just try imagining just one situation. Give yourself one instant, that thing that is so hard for you to accept, to move past, and oh, it just pissed me off just thinking about it. I don't know why this person is like that. I don't know why they keep doing the same thing. I don't know why they don't listen to me when I talk to them. I don't know why my boss is like this. I don't know why I gotta keep going through this at work. I don't know why I had to keep going through this in my family. I don't know why I had to keep going through this with myself. I don't know why. You're asking yourself why. You don't understand. You want it to change. And all these type things, it just make you mad just thinking about it. Like, why? That situation, try accepting it for what it is. Just for a moment. I don't know what that situation might look like for you. I don't know what it is. You know what it is. We all have that one situation, that one person, that one thing that is so hard for us to accept. Listen, I'm trying to help y'all. It is a week away, less than 1 week away from New Year's. We should go into a new year with a new attitude. With a new attitude in removing things out of our way. It's not just about starting new things and doing something new and starting new goals and all of that stuff. It can simply be about just getting some things out the way so you can wiggle your way through. Some things just probably have been in your way from moving forward for way too long. Let's learn how to accept, just kind of clear the debris. Move it out the way so you can get up out of here. You've been stuck in suffering and lack and wanting and waiting. Maybe your time is now and you just don't know it. Maybe this is the message that you need to hear from God. That God is using me to tell you. It's your time to release and let go and move forward and learn how to accept some things so you can move on to the next phase of your life. You've been stuck here for too long. Just accept it. Accept it so you can move forward. So that thing, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it looks like for you. I don't know how it makes you feel. I don't know what it's doing to you. You know what it is. Just imagine for one moment, honestly, take everything down. Take all your emotions down, all your personal feelings about it, everything. So what you feel that way. Say F your feelings for right now and accept it. Accept it. Accept it for what it is and see what that does for you. That might catapult you so quick onto the next level of where you want to be and where you need to go once you remove the non-acceptance and the lack of acceptance from what is holding you back right now. Just imagine, for one, you don't even have to fully accept it. You can accept it momentarily. Just say, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try accepting this just for right now. I'm going to try something real quick. Just try it and see what it does for you. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it with you. Listen, at this point in my life, it is by all means necessary. I have a job to do. I have children. I have places to go. I have a destiny to fulfill. We all do. We all have a destiny that needs to be fulfilled. And sometimes we can be right in the way of our own destiny. And it can be things such as the lack of acceptance, because we have not learned how to accept certain things or certain people, or self-acceptance, certain flaws within ourselves, whatever. Let's practice acceptance today. I promise you it's going to help you. I know it is. So try that. You ain't got to do it right now. You ain't got to tell me or none of that. Just do it for yourself and see how that works out for you. So remind yourself that certain things are completely beyond your control. We just talked about that in the Serenity Prayer, learning how to accept the things that we can't control and the things that we can't control, not getting those things mixed up, separating the two. Accept the fact that certain things are completely beyond your control. So while you worrying, you stressed out, you got a headache, now you got a migraine, you got to take an Advil or some extra strength Tylenol, you just don't even feel good, you got to lay down, this thing is wrecking your brain, they over there arguing, you keep telling them to shut up, they won't shut up, just don't even say it no more, just go in somewhere else, relocate. Take yourself somewhere else. Don't answer the phone. Don't respond to the text. Don't go back and forth with nobody. You have been saying the same thing to the same person for how long? And they still not listening. They still doing whatever they want to do. It's nothing. If it was something that you can do to help that situation, don't you think it would have been done by now? Because you tried. You tried everything you had in you. You took it down from your gut muscle. You tried everything that you could possibly try to help this situation, and it has not budged an inch. That person has not budged. That situation has not budged. Don't you think it's time for you to move on and focus on yourself or something else? Some things are totally beyond your control. We're talking about acceptance. Listen, I don't make up the rules. I am simply the messenger. So accept the fact that we all make mistakes and move on. You're human. Mistakes are allowed. We all make mistakes. It is time to accept us, flaws and all. We make mistakes. Just accept the fact that you are human and you will make mistakes and move on. Acceptance leads to healing. I'm going to say that again. Matter of fact, I'm going to say that 2 more times. Acceptance leads to healing. Acceptance leads to healing. How many of us out here needs healing? I'm not going to sit here like I don't need healing. I have done a tremendous amount of healing on myself. God has allowed me to heal so much over the years, but I am not done, and I will never be done. I want to heal. There are going to be things that I'm going to have to heal from more and more. You never know what you might have to heal from. So I want to get used to the practice of incorporating healing over my life time and time again, as often as necessary, as many times that I need to incorporate healing over me. I want to get used to healing. I don't want to get used to hurt. I want to get used to healing. As quick as whatever that thing is that I have to be healed from is inflicted on me, as quick as it happened, as soon as I want to start the process of healing. I speak healing over myself before I go to sleep at night. I ask God to heal me in my mind and my body and my spirit as my body rests at night. I want to heal. Come on now. Don't look at me crazy. I know I ain't the only one that want to heal. We all need healing. We all need healing. Healing is necessary. Some of us are walking around unhealed from things that has happened to us so many years ago, and has things that needs to be healed from on top of that, like right now. So now you just need healing on top of healing on top of healing on top of healing, And on top of that, you have not even begun the process of healing. Come on. Come on. Like, come on. When are we going to start? When are we going to start the process of healing? You got to start somewhere or not. Or not, because some of us just get used to suffering and we get used to pain and we wait for something else to happen. I don't want to be that person. I just don't. I want healing to be a part of my everyday practice, of my everyday life. I speak healing over myself, mentally, emotional healing, physical healing. I want my finances to be healed. I want my spiritual connection with God to be healed. The trauma and abuse that I had to suffer in my life, and I felt like God didn't love me. I want a healing connection between me and God. We good at this point, because I didn't know why I had to go through some of the things that I had to go through. But I understand it a little bit more, and the times why I used to be mad at God because I didn't know why he let me go through some of this stuff. Now that I had to apologize to God. I used to curse God out. Like, what is happening? Like, why are you letting me go through all this stuff? Why me? You couldn't have chosen someone else for this battle? I learned to not question God because I love my life today. I love where I am today. I never been so happy in my life. Who was to say that I would have experienced this level of happiness if I had not endured the trauma that I had to go through? I had to experience that trauma so I can be this happy. As bad as I was abused and traumatized, I'm even more happy. I'm twice as happy as I was traumatized. So I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not even fair. I got more than what I lost. So I stopped questioning God. I stopped questioning. I stopped asking him. I stopped being mad at him. I stopped cursing him out. Like, listen, I had beef with God. Like, what is going on right now? But anyway, that has undergone healing. And I'm so glad that it did, because I'm grateful for where my life is today. The level of happiness that is over my life right now, some people, to the day that they took their last breath, have never experienced the joy and peace and happiness that I have on my life today. And some people that are still here never will. They never will. Some people will never have peace of mind. Some people will never have joy and peace and happiness over their life. This is what I want for myself. I had to accept the things that happened to me in my past. Listen, I'll take it. And now I thank God for my testimony. The same thing that I used to curse him out about, I thank him for allowing it to happen for me. I'm grateful for the abuse that I had to endure. Because if I had not gone through it, I would not be where I am. I'm telling you, we have to find, in adversity, we have to find joy and opportunity. Just for one moment, think that God may have allowed you to go through some of the things that he has allowed you to go through for a reason. It's all divine. It's all divine. This is not even about you. This is bigger than you. We think we get so caught up and wrapped up in ourselves. This is way bigger than you. You can't even wrap your mind around your purpose and what you are really here for, because you are so stuck on why this had to happen to me. Get over yourself. Get over yourself, because at the end of the day, it don't have nothing to do with you. You are just part of a plan and a purpose. So accept that. How about that? How about learning how to accept that? So So it's okay to not accept something right away, but understand that eventually you will have to learn how to accept it. So that's fine. It's okay if something happened. It is hard for you to accept. I can't accept that right now. It's okay. Just know while you are in the state of lack of acceptance, know that you are in that state of lack of acceptance and know that you can't stay there forever. You have to know that you cannot stay in the state of lack of acceptance for a very long time. Know that the state of lack of acceptance is only temporary. So allow yourself to be there for a moment, but I want you to be completely transparent with the fact that if you don't eventually learn how to accept the thing that is hard for you to learn how to accept, it will put a halt on your life. It will stop you from moving forward if you don't realize that eventually you're going to have to learn how to accept the thing that is hard for you to accept. So, where am I? Whoo! Y'all see why I was excited today? Like, I just could not wait. And I knew it was going to be powerful. Even from me preparing this message on acceptance, like it was just everything plus some. Even from me preparing this message, I got to calm down. Listen, so acceptance will calm your soul. Acceptance will calm your soul. There is always a fight between your mind and your soul. The mind keeps you doubting and worrying. It leads you to the road of pain and suffering. But the soul is quietly whispering and embracing you. So acceptance will calm your soul. It will, because while you are in a state of frenzy mentally and trying to figure everything out, let me tell you something real quick. Everything ain't for you to figure out. Everything is not for you. You're not going to understand everything. Everything is not for you to understand, and everything is not for you to figure out. So your soul is waiting for you while your mind is in a frenzy. So there's a tug of war between mind and soul. And you have to release your mind to the comforts of your soul and learn how to accept things for what they are and release. So we have to stop that struggle between mind and soul. Our minds are very tricky and they can work against us if we allow them to. So you don't want that constant struggle between your mind and your soul. You don't want to continue to doubt and worry and try to figure things out and all of those type of things that are going to cause you more frustration, more pain, more confusion than necessary. But allow yourself to accept the whispers of your soul so your soul can embrace you and calm you down and put you where you really need to be. Because once you are calm in your spirit and in your soul, then your mind can calm down and your body will feel better. I'm telling you, all these things are like a snowball effect. Your body will feel better. Some people work themselves up so much in a frenzy of anxiety, depression. They end up with schizophrenia. They end up sick in the hospital, diagnosis, ulcers, cancers. You will be sick in your body, heart attack, high blood pressure. Now you taking pills. You don't feel good. You can't eat certain things. Your feet all swell up. All those type of things. And it all stem from things like the lack of acceptance. I'm telling you, one thing affects another, affects another, affects another, affects another. Think you won't end up in the hospital if you don't learn how to calm yourself down. Because you will find out the hard way. I'm telling you, you will find out the hard way that you will learn how to, you will going to have to learn how to incorporate acceptance a little more. So we must accept the fact that we truly don't know what's best for others. We really only know what's best for ourselves. Now, I did write that down, but in our reality, we don't really know what's best for ourselves either. That's where we need divine intervention. That's why we need to pray. That's why we need God, so God can lead us in the way that we need to go. But on the other hand, we be so busy trying to figure out what's wrong with somebody else and pointing our finger and cussing and spitting and stomping and attitude and all this kind of stuff and telling somebody else what they need to be doing and what's wrong with them, and I don't know what's wrong with you, and all of this, that kind, this, that, and the third, cussing somebody out. But we don't know what somebody else need. We don't know truly. We don't know each other's struggle. It can be your best friend. It can be your spouse, your loved one. We don't really, unless that person really expressed to you the things that they are going through, we really don't know what somebody else's struggle is. So while we're so busy trying to tell somebody else what's wrong with them, we need to figure out what's wrong with ourselves, because we have to accept the fact that we truly don't know what's best for other people. Sometimes all we know is what they show us and what we see. They could be praying for something on a whole different level that we don't even know they going through it. They could be going through something bad, and we study cussing them out about one thing and we don't even know the real reason behind their madness. They could be acting out in a certain way and we think it's because of one reason, and we don't even really know why. They could be suffering with trauma or pain or whatever they could be suffering with for whatever reason, and we think it's something else because we study cursing them out about something else when they could be suffering from something that we don't even know about. So we don't know what's best for other people. We can only focus on ourselves and learning how to elevate and grow and nurture ourselves and give us what we truly need for ourselves. So life is unpredictable, and we are often stuck in situations we can't control, and that's just a part of life. Just like the traffic jam or whatever. Like, we are often stuck in situations that are totally beyond our control, and life is unpredictable. We never know what might happen from moment to moment. That's why we pray. That's why we seek God. We ask God to allow things to happen in a way that it may be favorable towards us and in our lives in the way that we want things to go. But at the end of the day, we never know what might happen on the moment to moment basis. Life is very unpredictable. So we have to accept that about life. And if we do find ourselves stuck in a situation that is beyond our control, the easiest way to get through it is to learn how to accept it, and that will help us in very major way. So accepting things is not always easy, but without acceptance, we can be held back in many ways. Acceptance is not easy, and that's what a friend of mine voiced to me, that acceptance is not easy. But what is? What is easy? There is no easy way out. And just like anything else, it's only going to be as hard as we make it out to be. So acceptance is not easy. I would say, I can agree with my friend on that. Acceptance is one of those things that is difficult to wrap our minds around. Acceptance is not a easy thing, but when you put it on a scale from how easy it is to learn how to incorporate acceptance and the impact that it will have on your life, is it worth you taking the time out to incorporate acceptance in your life than go through the damages of lack of acceptance? Is it worth your time and energy and effort to learn how to incorporate in your life, incorporate acceptance in your life a little bit more? So Acceptance is just our personal view on the reality of a situation without attempting to change it. So sometimes we can put too much emphasis on trying to hammer certain things and try to change it and make it to what we want to be, and we waste too much of our time and our energy on trying to change a thing when we need to just accept it and move past it. So acceptance is a good thing. That's what I want us to realize today. Acceptance is an amazing thing to learn how to accept things even more. So it's just our personal reality. That's what it is. Acceptance is being aware of your emotions, knowing that they won't last forever. So feel your feelings. I know I came across that point before. I forget what I was doing a study on before, but feel your feelings. It's okay to feel your feelings, however you feel at the moment: happy, sad, frustrated, devastated, whatever emotion that the situation or the circumstance, whatever emotion that it is causing you. I want you to know that it is okay to feel your feelings, but know that feelings are fickle. They don't last always forever. Feelings are temporary. You can feel one way this moment, and you can feel a completely different way on the moment to moment basis. One thing can have you feeling up, something else can have you feeling down, another thing can have you feeling confused, something can have you feeling you don't even know how you feel. So feel your feelings, allow yourself to feel your feelings and be aware of your emotions, and put some respect on your emotions. Put some respect on your emotions. Don't try to sweep them under the rug, or don't abandon your emotions or deny them or neglect them. It's okay to feel the way that you feel. I feel hurt. I thought things were going to be different. I feel sad. This is making me feel in a way that I necessarily don't want to feel, and it's okay to feel the way that you feel. Who's to say that you're not going to feel those ways again somewhere in your future? But you want to be able to learn how to deal with your emotions. You want to do those things for yourself, so you can know how to take care of yourself, so you can know how to take care of your emotions, so you can know how to cater to your emotions. No one else is going to do that for you. You have to prioritize yourself and your emotions. Put yourself first and learn how to be healthy and heal from the things that you are going through. And know that your emotions won't last forever. So look at the bright side of every situation. We have to learn how to find a purpose in our pain. To know that the tests and the trials of life are just temporary. They are just what they are. They are tests. They are trials. You know that there is a silver lining. There is a light at the end of your tunnel. Your testimony might save the lives of many people somewhere down in the future. Some your own family, your own children, your own grandchildren. They might learn from the things that you had to go through. Your testimony may stop generational curses, not only in your family, but in other families or whatever. So we have to learn how to look at the bright side. I know it hurts. I know it's sad. I know it doesn't feel good. I know that you may not be in the position right now or feel like that you can ever look for the light in the situation, because it just hurts that bad. But there is opportunity in adversity. You have the opportunity to grow and learn and to get better and to help somebody and to make a positive impact on the world and to tell your testimony and to help your family and embrace your blessings and the people that are close to you and tell your story, so these things won't continue to happen in your family, or you can watch the suffering of other people and join a group. I'm telling you, join the group of whoever is going through some of the things that you may be going through. Let someone know that just because this happened to you, that you're going to be okay. God is carrying me through this, and he's going to continue to carry me. Let someone know that it is okay. Whatever they are going through, they're going to be fine. So forgive yourself. Self-forgiveness, that's something that we do not incorporate as often that we should. I know I talked about guilt, and that is holding on to unforgiveness. We have to release the feelings and emotions of guilt and unforgiveness, and we have to learn how to forgive ourselves. Forgive yourself so that you can move on. This is life. This is life. You made it this far. You can make it even further. God did not bring you this far just to bring you this far. He brought you this far for a purpose. A lot of people who have gone through some of the same exact things that you had to go through in your life are not here to tell their story. They look like what they've been through. At least you don't look like what you have been through. We have to learn how to turn these things around for ourselves, so much so that it will work out for our greater good. Even the worst of our trials, the worst of our tribulations, or the darkest of our days, anything that we have to go through that can stem from anything that God has allowed to place this test on you for a reason. I'm telling you, I'm waiting to get my tattoo. My friend asked me what did I want to get on my next tattoo, and I am stuck on getting, oh my goodness, I think it's a psalm. It is a scripture from the word of God, and I know it reads, I may not quote it, but I am going to pull it up out the Bible before I get my tattoo. But the scripture is, "It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may know the goodness of the Lord." And that, I'm telling you, that just blessed me in my spirit. I hurt myself really bad a few months ago, and it left a scar on me. And even in the midst of the pain, I was so glad that it happened, opposed to it never happening, because God did something to me in those moments that allowed me to see myself in a whole new light and look back on my testimony of the things that I had to go through in my past and be grateful for the things that I had to go through. I'm telling you, it is good. It is good for me that I have been afflicted. It is good for me. I can't speak for you. You have to grow to that place. I'm telling you, acceptance. You have to grow to that place where you can say, it is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may know the goodness of God. I just talked about that. I don't think that I could have ever made it to this level of peace and joy in my life if I had not gone through the things that I had to go through. I never would have experienced it. I would never know the feelings of it. I would never know the emotions of true joy, peace, love, and happiness if I had not been hurt so bad. I had to get hurt. And I didn't just have to get hurt. I had to get hurt. I had to get hurt by the people that love me. I had to get hurt, like truly hurt, to experience joy, love, peace, and happiness, acceptance. It is good for me. It is good for me. People look at the joy that I have over my life right now, and they say, you still happy? And she happy? And yes, she is truly happy. You don't know what I had to go through. You don't know what I had to go through. And you may not never experience the level of pain that I had to endure in my life. So yes, I wear my happiness. I wear it proud every day for everybody to see, because I know what it feels like to be hurt. So because I had to walk around with that pain on me, I'm going to walk around with, yep. Yes. I'm not denying myself any of it. I'm embracing all of it. Just like I had to embrace the pain, I'm embracing the joy. I'm embracing the happiness. I am accepting the joy into my life. I am not rejecting the joy and love and peace and happiness. This is my portion of it. This was rightfully mine. God already had it set aside for me when my spirit was brought into this earth. I'm just claiming what's already mine. Now you have to do the same thing too. If you don't, then it's just going to be left undone. I want everything. I want all mine. I want all mine. If I had to go through the things that I had to go through, I am opening myself up to everything that is rightfully mine. That pain was my portion. My testimony was my portion. I had to go through those things. And now I accept the blessings that God has over my life right now. So that is how I ended my message on acceptance. I do have a quote, just a really short, quick quote. I have one quote and one affirmation. Wow, this was so good today. So my quote is by a man named Nathaniel Branden, and he is a psychotherapist and a writer. And this is what Mr. Branden said, Mr. Nathaniel Branden. He said the first step towards change is acceptance. Listen, it's almost a new year. I'm giving y'all a starting point. It's almost a new year. The first step towards change is accept. I'm not talking to everybody. Listen, so I probably lost y'all probably an hour ago, and it's fine because I know this is not going to be for everybody. But I'm talking to the people that want to change. I'm talking to the people who want to experience and see change in their lives. The first step to experiencing a new life for yourself is acceptance. I'm giving y'all a starting point. Listen, on your march, get set, go. It is time for a change. If you want to see change in your life, if you want to see things happen differently tomorrow or next year than what you have experienced last year, if you want to experience change in your life, walking into a new season, looking forward to a new you, looking forward to bigger and better things for yourself, the first thing that you are going to have to do is learn how to accept some things for what they are. There is very little to nothing that you can probably do about things that are beyond your control. And that is the reality of it. Accept the thing, the serenity prayer. Accept the things that you cannot change. So you can change the things that you can and move forward. It's time to move forward. It's time to elevate. It's time to grow. Accept the things in your life that you cannot change. And my affirmation is short and sweet. I want you to put this in your pocket. I want you to carry this around with you for as long as Wednesday is long. I want you to repeat this to yourself. I am at peace with myself. That's powerful. That is powerful. And I know it's not going to be easy for a lot of people to speak those things over themselves, but I'm telling you, it's going to help you. Be at peace with yourself and where you are today so we can learn how to accept things for what they are, grow, and move forward. So that is my message on acceptance today. Woo! I don't know about y'all, but listen, I needed some acceptance. I needed it. I needed it for my life. And for myself, I want to grow. I want to move forward. I want to be fulfilled. I know this is not all for me. There is so much in life that is waiting for me and is waiting for you too. I want to get out my own way. I don't want to be the blocker of my own blessings. And if I have to learn how to accept some things for me to open up, grow, learn, and move forward, then by all means, that is what I am willing to do. So that is it. It's not morning anymore. God bless you. I love you. I see you all who has jumped in and joined this live broadcast with me. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your heart, your love, your comments, your patience. Thank you so much for your presence here on this life lesson, this week's life lesson. Good morning. God bless you. And I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Before I go, I just really quickly want to shout out my YouTube channel. If you have not liked, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, please take the opportunity to do so. That is True Value, Knowing Your Worth on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to go on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, my books are available and on sale on Amazon. You can get the Kindle version. You can get your paperback copy delivered straight to your front door. My first book, that is True Value, Knowing Your Worth. My second book is Walking Treasure, Discover Your Hidden Treasures. My third book is Feed Your Soul, and that is your personal guide to health and wellness. And my fourth book is called Religiously, and that is taking a closer look at spirituality and religion. And they are all power-packed, full of wisdom, full of knowledge, full of golden nuggets, things that are going to help you move forward, walking into the new year, that you can keep, that you can refer back to, that you can read multiple times, that you can get different meanings out of, that you can share those things with different people. Once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. Just like our life lesson today, the things that you have learned today in this life lesson will be embedded in your brain forever. So let's take these things and utilize them and use them and repeat them. Someone may need to hear these words, that there is knowledge and wisdom being spreaded all across the world for all of us to take these things and apply them to our life, so that we may not suffer with some of the things that we have suffered with for way too long. Your time is now. The opportunity is now. It is time for us to learn, love, grow, enjoy life, be happy, be merry. Whatever God has for you, claim what is yours. Our suffering days are over. We are looking forward to a new season. By the time I see you guys again, it is going to be a whole nother year. No, it's not, because I'll be back on Friday. Look at me. I'm hyped. Listen, I've been hyped about New Year's all year. Listen, I'm looking forward to bigger and better things. So Lord willing, I will be back here on Friday at 9:30 a.m. just with a quick before New Year's power-packed motivational message. So tune into that. In the meantime, God bless you. I love you. Go out here and get over this hump. Thank you all once again for your love, your support, and everything that you do to keep me going. Without you, there would be no me. My heart is truly grateful for all the support that you have shown me in so many ways over this time. In the meantime, I love you guys. Continue to stay blessed. Mwah.